Welcome to episode 1 of Z Bodcast. I am your host, Christo. I'm here with two lovely, special premier guests. The only two people that could really harness the emotion and the personality of Christo. My mother, my father, Doumit, Chef Ree. Welcome to episode 1.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be your host.
First guest.
Actually, Dominic. First guest.
Well, let's start with the most pressing question of all. Why it took you 2 failures to finally get it right on the third child? Explain that to us. Both of you, please.
Well, the first 2 were not failures, actually.
Beg to differ, but okay. Explain more.
The third, I think we didn't do it right. We got the first 2 right, but the third one,
Cut that.
we messed up.
What a hold, please.
Why would you start with this question?
Because I this podcast is meant to be different.
Anyway,
Let me make it more politically correct.
Only
okay?
God is perfect, Dad. We had to make a couple before we hit it off well.
So let me make it politically correct.
Okay.
So what does Nick have that Anthony doesn't, that Chris doesn't? What do you find is the differences between your 3 boys? Everyone watching knows your 3 children very well. So maybe give us a rankings. Who's top of the list right now? Who's second? Who's third?
The way the kids were born is how they rank right now.
Really? For those that don't know, Nicholas is the oldest. Number 1, Nicholas.
Anthony's number 2, and you're number 3.
Okay.
You're the bottom of the barrel.
I think my dad's gonna. I think my dad's gonna say something different, but
Now, we got married April 16, 1988. The first son was born January 16, 1989. I make it 9 months.
oh,
So that first bullet,
so bang 9 months from the.
that first was just. I was in the Bahamas on a business trip. I landed thinking that it's going to be 2 weeks after, so I was really tired and I guess busy and occupied. I landed. Your mother called me she said, I think we're having a baby tonight, from the Bahama to the hospital 27 hours later.
Okay, so if we back up a little bit, can we talk about the love story of Dominic and Renee? Can we talk about the first eye contact, the first date, something? Can you guys give the people a little something to know that we're here now, 30 years later? I just celebrated my 30th, but people want to know from the beginning. So,
I don't. You can interrupt me, Mrs.
We don't have to
Safi.
make it long.
she will.
We don't have to make it too long. We just get to the
Do we need a
point.
shot now, or it's too early?
No, it's too
No,
early.
actually,
Okay.
of course, when I came to Canada, to New Brunswick, and company transfer, he's small in Toronto, and I lived in a hotel for 7 months, actually. Went to the church. From there, I guess this is where we met, and there was some church festivities, and the family, and certainly my in-laws were certainly Tony, I guess my father-in-law, and this is when we get together, and we were having a nice convention in Detroit. I went and dabke next to her, danced next to her, and
To her.
yeah. Well, of course, you know the lineup of the dabke.
Of course. I mean, we'll get into the Dabke
The Lebanese
lineup.
dabke, I'll show you if you
Shout out
want,
Maj,
if you
great number
step.
2 guy. Shout out Maj. Yeah, we're good.
And of course, after that, we did some visits, and there it was. And
So you were trying, for argument's purposes, you were trying to kind of get your way in a way. You were trying to impress.
no, your father, I guess in my 20s, I lost my dad at an early age, and I was responsible for the family. I guess he told me take care of the family. I didn't know he was gonna, I guess, pass away, and he did. I was 19. That means with a mother as a widow in Lebanon, brothers and sisters young. It was a nice challenge. It put, as they say, one thing to keep your feet on the ground is to put some weight on your shoulder, and that was a weight and then of course when I came here, I was ready to settle down, and you look for a decent family, decent lady, and here we are with three good boys. Oh, I should say two good
Two
boys.
good boys.
Guys, people know that you love me. No matter what you say on this, people are gonna know
We
that you
do
love
love
me.
you, but you
It's-
definitely
you know what?
are the.
Maybe-
Everybody needs a bad guy. Everybody needs a bad. They all.
Son, I think you're right, because it is what you think that makes a difference. If you think that, we're not gonna change
Confidence,
your mind. Keep
confidence.
on thinking that.
Mom.
You're a good man.
Thank you, Abu Nakhul. Thank you, Mom. When you first saw this guy, I know he was probably more pepper than salt back when you first met him. No, he's got a good mix of salt and pepper.
Yes.
Everybody watching on YouTube will see that visually. Everybody listening, trust me, he's got a good mix of salt and pepper, and no hair dye, right? It's all natural.
All natural.
Natural. So when you first saw him, I heard a story about a shoe store. You used to work at a shoe store, correct?
Yes, I did.
So tell us the story about Dominic. He went in to the shoe store.
Yeah, we would see each other at my aunt's house, and we started to, like,
Eye contact.
بالعربي عم تغمزها.
No, there was no other contact.
عم تغمزها. Subtitles.
and he asked me what I did. I told him I had one job working at Sherway at the shoe place, and about 2 weeks later, because he traveled a lot, after he came back from his trip, he went into the shoe store, and he was pretending to buy a pair of shoes. Which he made me go and get his size and made me try out a pair of shoes. And he bought them.
He bought them. That's the most
Yes,
important thing. He got the
yeah.
commission. He bought them.
Yes,
Very
yes,
important,
got the
very
commission. So
important. Very important. Very
It was
nice.
Your
Great.
mother, when I got to that shoe store, I was angry. There was 3 other guys after her.
Explain.
True story. Anyway, so she was a wanted lady. Of course, you know why.
So, was it a
the
mustache?
hub.
Yeah, no. What was it? The mustache? What for you did it for him? For
Well, he's got a lot of great qualities.
him? Money is one or no?
No,
No, you don't care about money.
Money was not the issue.
money was never the issue.
It's because he had a lot.
No, not enough.
No, it was just more.
He's charisma.
his-
He's very-
he had
Dominic
he
Safi is
has
very
a great-
charismatic.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's exactly what it
Yeah.
was.
He could sing to you in 3 languages, and
He was an all-around person. He could dabke, he could do poetry, he could put him in a room, he could be in front of 1,000 people, and he can continue talking and make everybody just sit and look at him, and a pin would not drop when he would be talking.
wow.
So
Wow.
he's got a lot of charisma.
Well, I have to say thank you, and
I feel like I'm
It's
therapy and I'm the doctor.
it's been great. Well, I guess 34 years now, eh? Since we
Is
got
that
married.
how long it's been?
23, yeah, something like that. Something like
Yeah,
that.
well, Nicholas is 33 or 34.
I don't know. How old's Nicholas? 30. No, it's
88.
going to be 35.
April 35.
Yeah.
35 years. Yes.
So the proposal happened where?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh God! Of course, I took a big white stretch limb for our first date.
Wow.
I was gonna-
I'm his son. I'm Dominic Safi's son. I would.
I'll tell you what. I couldn't find a donkey or an
Oh, you want old school?
old car, like maybe a Beetle or something. I want the oldest car.
عمو جد
Because
الله
I don't
يرحمه.
want her to think it's money, whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't find, like, I'm here in a hotel. Anyway, I called the limo, and they came and picked us up, and we went to the CN Tower for our first. I remember that very well. Second dinner was at La Castile.
Still around? Shout out
Yes,
Lucas still around?
Both are still around. So are we.
Barely.
الله يطول بعمركم.
But I think when I gave her the ring in a salad bowl,
Oh, that's how you did it.
Yeah, and
I never knew that. I was never told.
Used to be a nice restaurant in Winston. It's called Winston.
Winston's.
Remember that? Downtown.
Wait, you're eating your salad?
And then I told the waiter, I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna propose to my lady. I'm gonna put the ring in that salad to make sure that when you deliver it.
That's you fucking.
So she was.
Shout out Zorro's. We're going to Zorro's mom's birthday tomorrow. They make the best French salad. I can only imagine if he put the ring in that salad now, it might be down in her stomach. So that's a crazy one, Abu Nakhu. That's a crazy one for you to do that. Let's talk about upbringings, because I think two very different upbringings. For those that don't know, my father was born in a little town in Lebanon, northern Lebanon. My mother, we call her second generation Lebanese. Her father, my grandfather, was born in Hasroun, and she was born in Toronto. So very two different upbringings. I think we'll start with mom's because it's kind of simpler. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, how you were raised, and then we'll go to dad.
Well, I was raised in a household of 3 other sisters, a mother and a father, and my father was the kindest, the most wonderful man you could ever ask to raise a family. He never was mean. He was, he always was. He was strict, but he was very easygoing. He always took care of us. He always provided for us. We always got along with each other. We never argued. We had a great upbringing.
Car sales, car business.
Yes, my dad was in the car business.
My grandfather started the UCDA.
Was number 1 in the used car business.
Yes, he was.
That guy, sorry to interrupt, but I mean, really, God knows how much I remember my father every day. It's a picture in my home. I touch and I think of him every day. And those who knows my dad, I guess, watching, whoever they are, know what I'm talking about. But one time I'm in my backyard having a drink. I used to look forward for my father-in-law to come from work, sit with me, have a drink. I got the mezza prepared for him. Renee would have the food ready. That was the highlight of my day, to wait for him to come over. We're having a few drinks one time, and I was looking at him, and I got carried over. I took him by the shoulder. I shook him so well. I meant to do that. I said, who in the hell are you to make me forget my father? He was so good that he really, truly almost did it. Made me forget my own father. That was just unbelievable. No one lived or will ever live that made me forget my own father. Because Joseph Safi, Abu Nakhoul, was the man. From Australia to America to Europe to everywhere, knows who my father is. He was illiterate. He never knew how to read and write, but he was an absolute gentleman, strong man, good man.
Thank you for having us.
Father was. And for her father, my father-in-law, Tony, to make me forget my father, I took him and I really shook him. I said, who in the hell are you, Tony Shahari, to make me forget my own father? That's how good my father-in-law.
Cheers. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
And the only one left living for me, grandparents-wise, is my grandmother, Marlene, who's probably upstairs now with coffee. She comes over, my grandmother, every single day at 5 o'clock at 87, 88, brings
Easy
coffee and laughs, and still is the same person that she was 5 years ago and 10 years ago. A little bit more wrinkles, but she's
and she thinks
banged
she can
up the
still
car a few times.
yeah. Like, don't park next to her.
and she
Don't
thinks she can
park.
still drive.
She's still like, they want to take her car. I said, let her lie, let her live, let her drive. So Teta, this one's for you.
Yeah, life has
And
been great, thank God. We have a
Thank
great
God.
family, and
We can't
so
complain
blessed,
on that
so
matter.
blessed.
I think people know just from seeing my Instagrams, my lifestyle, whatever, and that's one of the reasons I wanted you guys to be the first 2 guests, was to really capture who we are as a family. And we are going to cut this and edit this in some respect, but really this conversation happens 3-4 times a week, and it's natural and it's honest. And I'm blessed to have you 2 as parents, and my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles. They're all just great people, and I thank God every day that I have them. They supported me to become the person I am today. So I want to thank them quickly. Without you guys, I am not who I am. So thank you for that.
But son, I guess as a father, I don't. I'm used to sometime. We have great friends. Well, Australia, the furthest point. You can knock on their door. The best gift you can ever give them to see you or me or one of us knocking on their door. That's in Australia, in Europe, in America, in Lebanon. When you went and visit, how did you feel? You were not born there. You were born in beautiful Canada, our beautiful country that we, I guess, really you were born here and
We made it here.
and we made it here as a. But when you went and to that town, to that little town up in the mountain of Lebanon, and you felt that wow, you felt a sense of belonging, and you walked down the street. You told me, who's that old man used to come me? Who are you? Oh, let me tell you about your grandfather. Let me tell you about your grandfather. The family is really everything. When you have a family foundation, then this is really what real
that's
wealth
everything.
is all about.
I am blessed. I hope I have a lot of my family on future episodes of this podcast because I really do have a great family on both sides. On both sides. Different. My mother's side more Canadian. My father's side more Lebanese. My Uncle Mike, I love you. Still can't speak English the best, but we're going to get you on for an episode. I promise you that. But I love them both. I was raised with a great family. And that's the core essence. You can feel it when you talk to me, when you see my family, when you see my life. So thank you, both of you, for giving me good lineage because that is everything in life.
Hey, it's our duty, our responsibility.
It is
As
definitely. Now,
parents.
this podcast is different. It's not gonna be too emotional. It's not gonna be fun. We're gonna mix everything in. People always ask me, "What's the topic?" I said, "The topic is us. You want to listen? Tune in. You don't want to listen? Tune in." Right now, my mother used to be the king of tequila. Sorry, the queen of tequila. So I'm gonna pour her a little shot. I'm gonna pour my father a little shot. We're gonna have a little shot right now to celebrate Christo's podcast. Here's one. Here's two. Shout out.
Wherever, son, wherever that takes you, and whoever is really watching or will watch or will see us, as far as this podcast is all about, we
Thank
love
you.
everyone. We love the world. We
Cheers.
love all our friends.
Cheers to everyone.
And we
love
cheers
everyone.
to you guys.
Cheers to you,
And
to
love.
everyone, to the fam, to
Cheers.
to
To
the
everyone.
friends, to everyone.
Okay, so you two created three beautiful gentlemen. I'm the youngest. We have Nicholas, the oldest, Anthony, the middle.
Did you say three beautiful?
I said three. Maybe you hear two, but I said three.
Okay.
They didn't give me the hair gene, but I'm sexy. Don't get it twisted. Don't. Are you laughing at that? Mom, I love you, Mama. So, I mean, we're always five. We were always five. We do everything together, whatever. And then, actually, Nicole came first.
Yes, she did.
Shout out Hadi. I love you. You're my brother. At Lebfest, you introduced. I don't know if you introduced Nicole and Anthony, but you said I have
You
someone.
set it up.
Hadi set it up. No
Yeah.
matter what way you cut it, Hadi
Hadi said
Schmeid.
it.
We love you, Hadi. Told Nicole that he has someone for her. So
Now that wrongly said. Someone I want you to meet, or I want.
yeah,
You
well, listen, Hadi took his shot. Nicole and Hadi maybe not the best match. And then so Anthony and Nicole got together, and Nicole worked with Kareen, and Kareen obviously had a thing with Nick. So before you know it, 5 became 7. I want-
Soon to be 9.
Soon to be 9. We'll get to 9, but I want to first talk about the girls. I remember first meeting Nicole at New Year's Eve, I think it was,
Yes.
in 2020.
We met Nicole and
Nicole and
Kareem.
Kareen, New Year's Eve, but right before COVID, just right before
Yes.
COVID. So I want you two to tell me your initial thoughts about Nicole and Kareen.
Can I start?
Where do we begin?
No, okay. As a father, I guess I always stayed up late until you guys check in home. And
Do you need to smoke that shit?
You can't-
honestly, I can't stand
Do
it.
you not see the logo? Do you not
I
see the
don't
logo?
care what the logo says. I can't stand it. Tomorrow I won't breathe.
You will breathe. You
No,
used to be
I
a smoker.
won't.
You used to be a smoker.
No, I was never a smoker.
And Lebanon, I'll
Stop.
never forget those 3 weeks in Lebanon. You used to hack darts.
Yeah,
hack
because I
darts.
had to deal with this guy here.
all right, let me.
continue, yeah.
I know. I always enjoyed these arguments with you guys. You kept our home lively. Anyway, so Anthony, 2:30 in the morning. You guys checked in. I'm going to my bedroom upstairs. Anthony having a little snack.
Snack?
snack, whatever. So anyway, he said something. He said, "Dad, I found the lady of my dream."
Anthony said that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we know Anthony.
and he was
Anthony's
eating.
like
And Anthony really never had a long time girlfriend relationship
no.
type of thing.
Shout out Nicole, I love you.
So I continued to walk to my bedroom. It's like approaching 3 a.m. He said, "Dad, I'm talking to you." I said, "I heard your son will talk tomorrow." I thought he's drinking, whatever. He said, "Please come back." And Anthony, knowing Anthony, he would never talk to me like this. So I went back downstairs and I said, "Okay, here I am, go ahead." He said, "I just met the lady that I want to spend the rest of my life with."
How are you?
It's very strong. I said, "Son,"
Were you drinking?
I said, "you must have been." He said, "No." I said, "Good, we'll talk tomorrow." He said, "No, stay with me." And he was eating, I guess, having a few drinks. That's now 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then, of course, Nicole was the lady, and he was right. A year later, or 2 years later, we celebrated his wedding, and now, soon, we're going to celebrate their first
The
baby.
birth of their baby.
It's a
The grand-
beautiful, beautiful life. It's been great,
Yeah.
thank God, yes.
Can't complain.
Family's growing.
That's how Anthony told me the news that he found
And Anthony obviously
the
knew
lady.
first because he met Nicole first.
Yeah,
And then
and
after
then-
that, I guess Nicole
Nick
was
and
a friend with Corrine. And then this is where Corrine and Nicholas came. They've met.
I feel like they're meant to be. Both of them.
Can
Nicole.
you put a napkin under
It's
that?
been great,
please?
thank
Because
God.
we're
Yes,
staining
they're
the
both
wood.
great ladies, and they
Nicole-
both now are pregnant.
But Nicole cannot.
And then let me tell you, if you're moving away from the topic, then
no, I'm.
You're next.
let me tell you, if you ask me, what would you change?
I'm.
The one thing that
Let's
you're gonna
just-
change.
Let's focus on the good.
Oh, so
all
we know
good.
you're the bad already.
It's all good.
So, do we feel like Nicole and Anthony were meant to be, and Nick and Kareem
100%.
were meant to be? Like they couldn't be cross switched.
150%.
You know?
They're meant to be together. They
The-
are very similar in many ways.
So, like Nicole and Anthony are clueless.
Can you please stop that shit?
Okay, I gotta take a puff. But Nicole and Anthony are
Okay.
like,
I'm
Yeah.
leaving.
they're on Mars, and 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 Karine and Nick are very spiritual, very like lovey-dovey. They watch musalsal together, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
They're more introverted. Nicole and
Anthony,
Anthony are more extroverted. Extroverted, whatever the hell you
what's the
say.
word?
I don't know. Whatever it is.
One of those words, yeah.
One of those words.
So, are we happy with the state of our family?
100%.
Okay. Now,
If you're not happy where you are, you won't be where you ain't.
Yeah.
I'm very happy and very content. We're blessed.
wow.
Thank
Now, I am the host of this podcast.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm arguably, my
Good
grandfather,
looking.
God. That's not arguable.
Is that what you were going to
That's
say?
not arguable. I am good looking. But there needs to be, I don't want to say a bad guy, but there needs to be someone in the family that, spices it up a bit. They're married, they're having kids, they're blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then comes Christo. Mm-hmm. I've had my relationships. I've had my, ups, my downs.
Yeah, you have.
But as a person, where would you like to see Christo navigate towards more? Would you like to see him married with kids? Would you like to see him still, you need the guy that's funny and I'm the best dabke in the family, hands down. Agree or disagree? Best dabke? Rank your dabkes in the family. Nick, Anthony, Chris. Yeah, sorry. Doumit number one. You get it. Doumit number one. I put myself second.
Everybody dupkeys differently. So you have a certain way of dupkeying. Your brother has a certain way of dupkeying.
If you could only see
Nick?
one guy dabke for the rest of your life, who would it be?
That's a tough question
That's why we're here.
because there's many people that dupkey very well.
Better than us in the family, no.
Yeah, they're like some of those guys. Trying to think who they are. Anyways, I don't remember who they are.
Al-Muhim. Back to the question. Where would you like to see Crystal navigate next?
Like
When
to
you
see
say
you
you
married
have,
with a
when you
beautiful
say you have to
lady.
think about the question, we have to think.
Do you-
We really have to think.
Do you feel like I am ready for marriage?
Once you meet your
Basing it on what?
كشخص أنا if
Like
the woman of my
like,
dreams,
like in 6 months, in 2 years,
Yeah,
in
like-
1 year, what?
the woman of my dreams walks through that door.
Yeah,
She's perfect. She's everything we ever
Yeah.
wanted.
yeah.
Am I ready to get married?
that's I don't this
I
question
don't. That's a tough
at one
question.
time it never existed. I don't know, this new generation, they brought it into being a legitimate question. What do you mean when you ask this? When
I
you
would
meet the
say-
lady, when you meet the lady of your,
Oh my
and then the
God,
lady
can you
that I
stop
guess
that
God made
shit?
up for you, whatever, and
Ugh, see, I'm
And that's
already
it.
getting stuffed up.
you're ready, you move forward. You have to wait for what? To see if you can buy the big castle or the big car or whatever. That's not marriage. Marriage between two people, they fall in love and they start. Whether you live in a tent or a little home or an apartment or a basement one, and you work toward having the dream home that you want with her, so you can start to taste the success of life while you're raising a family, whatever. If you ask me this, I wish I got married, but I have a different situation. My father passed away. I was 19 years. I'm in charge of a widow, mother, whatever. I said that already maybe
Yeah,
once.
you did.
But I wish you got married already 10 years ago. Then I'd be a grandfather now.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
No, but also I want you to. Right now, people wait and wait and wait and wait. It's like it's a tough challenge. It's responsibility. How can I raise a child? I'm a small family. 9 in my family. We lost one.
Small, yeah.
This is the smallest family in the town, you know. Used to have 10 children, 11, 12. Not once we're in a hospital. Not once we saw a doctor. My mother delivered every one of them in a home. Everybody was fine. We never saw original teeth, whatever. Like, I can't believe you worry too much today about everything is perfect, perfect, perfect. I have two
No, but
daughters-in-law.
نحن we live
They've already
different-
seen a doctor now 10 times now. They're in the 3rd month or 4th month. God bless them and God be with them. And I'm looking forward for the grandchildren. But it's a little too much today where we worry and worry with all the opportunity. I used to ask you this, and you used to tell me things have changed, Dad. I said, okay, with all the technology and all the beauty and all the opportunity and all the... Why should it change for the worst? How come when it was the old ways, the poor ways, or whatever, they've done fine, they've raised big families and never worried about where the food gonna come from and where the diaper gonna come from. And we were raised, and not once we were starving, and not once we didn't have good time, and not once we didn't have a new shirt for Christmas or whatever. And suddenly we start to worry, can I have 1 child? Can I have 2 child?
But it's because society has changed.
No,
I mean,
you want to talk about it?
yeah, sure. But it's Lebanon in the 80s and the 60s was different than Canada in the 20s.
I gave this title to
2020s.
somebody. He writes songs, and he said, "Poverty, love with so much poverty." He loved this somehow. I told him, and he was a writer. And I don't know where apparently the song did well, but he did it a little with a twist. How can you have so much love with so much poverty? That I never bought a shoes in my whatever. I took my brother's shoes. He was older than me. A year later, I take his shoes. A year later, I take his shirt. And I was so happy. He was clean. My mother would clean whatever.
Hand-me-downs, yeah.
But we never, like today, everything is. Maybe we should go back because it was better.
I think a lot
Back
of
to the
people would agree
Materialize.
with you. A lot of
No.
people would agree with you, Dominic. I think a lot of people would agree.
Life
with you.
was much simpler, much better, much whatever.
There would never be
This
a
big family
coronavirus
today,
and-
you know,
and,
your grandmother passed away. We took her to Lebanon because my dad was buried in Lebanon, and she wanted to be
Yeah.
buried with her
Yeah.
after 50 years of separation. She had 4 days here. People would come every day to say goodbye to Georgette Safi. We took her to Lebanon. Over there, another 4 days. She had the biggest funeral ever. And your grandmother never knew how to read and write, man. She was an illiterate lady. But she had so much love and respect from so many people to be a widow and continue the mission of her husband at age 45.
Yeah,
When my father was gone.
top.
Anyway, not to go into the
Yeah,
route
let's
that much,
not
but
go.
why
Yeah,
do things change to the worst? when you tell me as a son, when I ask you, but Dad, relax, things have changed. I say, why should they change for the worst? Why should we be worried about having 2 kids these days? With so much support from government and from this and from that. Why should we be so backward in our thinking instead of forward? Why did Mom and Dad never worry about having 8 children? He had the 9th, one passed away. But none of us, the house was full of people. There was so much love and happiness. People would come and visit. Like so much beauty. And suddenly, look at this house, 9,000 square feet. We have to invite people and we have to agree on.
But
okay, so you ask
the
me.
times are different, Dad. The world's different. The society is
Dominic,
different.
Society's different. Like,
But I know what you're saying. That's why I love Lebanon.
Why
because
should it change for the worst? My question is, when my father talked to my son as a father and son, and you tell me things have changed, and I'm saying, why should it? Okay, I agree with you. Things have changed. But why should it change
He's not wrong.
for the worst?
He's not wrong.
With so much available for us right now.
not
I know
wrong.
it changed, but why shouldn't it change for the better? With so much technology and support and love and government assistance and all the stuff. We're in Canada. It should not change for the worst. It should change for the better.
I
You
hear,
think about it and tell me as a son.
I hear what
Cheers.
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 Okay,
Cheers. I
that's
hear
good.
what
It's
you're
a
saying.
good topic. Enough of
Cheers,
it.
lady.
Here, Mama, let me
You
fill you
raised
up.
3
Let me
beautiful
fill you
kids, or maybe 2.5.
So
Yes, Christo.
you had 3 beautiful boys.
Yes, I did.
First one you had was a boy. Second
Was
one you
27 hours. The second one was 3 hours, and the third one was an hour and a half. But the worst labor ever. The third one.
Hold on a second. Nicholas was 27 hours.
Nicholas was 27 hours.
And you C-section or natural?
No, natural.
And Anthony was an hour and a half, also natural.
Anthony was the best delivery. 3 hours.
That's not a lot. You're not working with a lot. That's why.
3 hours for Anthony and Christo. You were an hour and a half.
But
But the worst labor ever.
why? Why? Tell the people why. The people want to know
Because
why.
you didn't want to come out of my stomach. You were 2 weeks overdue.
مرتاح يعني. I was relaxed.
Mertech too. So
You're a
you did
lazy
not
boy.
want to come out.
So you have 1 boy, 2 boy, 3 boy, and the third arguably was the toughest of the 3.
Yes.
So was there
And
any
still
thought
is.
between Dominic and Renee? We want to go for number 4. We want a daughter. We want to.
His mother always said to him, "Why don't you try for a girl? A girl is beautiful. It would be lovely." And I said, Mart Ammi, I love you, but I'm done. So
So that's it. That's
That
when he
was
said
it.
that's enough.
you were the icing on the cake.
I remember
That
that
clearly. I mean,
Yeah.
you did. You 30s.
Yeah.
You know they say. You know what they say,
we
right?
were.
And your grandmother came in. She was hoping you were a girl. And my mom came in. She was hoping you were a girl. She was dressed to the nines in pink, from top to bottom, hat.
Your mother,
My mom. And she's like, "Oh, congratulations! Did we get our girl?" I said, "Nope, it's a boy."
Yeah. They say you saved the best for last. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something, Dad?
You. The word is you f it up for me.
Me?
The deal with your mom.
This is for Ado and Hannah, by the way.
Oh, shout out Ado and Hannah. Puglia.
Shout out to Ado and Hannah
Puglia,
for
we're
this
coming
one.
September. If my nephews, they're gonna be nephews, by the way.
No, we don't know yet.
We don't know yet, but they might be nephews.
Okay, go
Probably
ahead,
nieces.
Dominic. Say that.
No matter what, like and subscribe. Shout out Ado and Hannah getting married in Italy in September. If I can come, I will. Timing was a bit suspect, I'm not gonna lie, but we're trying to come. Love you guys. This is for Ado and Hannah. Go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
You know where the Four Seasons used, the old Four Seasons on Yorkville.
Dominic, I don't know the
Avenue
new Four
Road.
Seasons. I
You lived
entertain it
there.
a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyway, and she looked at me. Here I am in our culture, can't say the old school. I never requested anything from her after I met her parents, her aunts. They came from Lebanon around the same time, so we understand each other very well. And then she said, "You men," I remember we were having dinner, Four Seasons outside, right on Yorkville. I remember the night very well. She said, "What do you have? What do you want? Like, what's your request?" Like, I said, "Like food, like every night. I don't care."
Old school.
And
Yeah.
not
yeah.
much, really. Anyway, I said, no, I was a bachelor for 33 years, so I know how to handle myself when it comes to things like this. But then she said, what do you want? I said, I want 12 children.
Who said that?
I said, when she said, what
Oh,
do you
when
want
mom said that.
when we get married? What do you want? I said, I want 12 children.
What did she say?
She asked, why? I said, well, my dad had 9, no money, like really.
So
And if he can afford 9, I can 12. I want 12
so he
children.
said, let's have 12
Hey, you were
kids.
doing good.
Well, she said yes.
Doing
Yes.
it soft. Filter Queen,
I
by the
did
way.
say
Shout out
yes.
Filter Queen.
I'm saying that to you because for you screwed up for me. First one was okay. The second one, the third one, she had so much trouble with you. She said no more.
Good things take
But I really
time,
want-
Doumit.
I
Good
really
things
want
take
luxury.
time,
I
Doumit.
No,
love
but it was
family.
12, and then it went to 6, and then to 3.
Yeah.
What did you say? So you saw. So I killed. I was basically.
Anyway.
I was your living vasectomy. I basically stopped all.
You stopped it all.
I stopped it all.
God bless you.
Thank
We
you.
still
I'm
love
heavy,
you.
too. I'm
But
heavy. I'm on a
Really,
diet soon.
I love a big family. I love lots of children. Every time I see a family, Dad, there's families who have brothers in America, brothers in Australia. Everywhere they go, they have brothers and sisters to go and meet, whatever.
okay.
Nice to have big families.
It is.
I know a lot of people who lost one child. They go to the family.
Yeah.
God forbid. There's life and death and situations and accidents and God,
Yeah.
whatever. You lose one, half the family's gone.
Yeah,
Today,
it's
they only
nice.
have
Big
one,
family's
two.
nice. Big family's
the family's
nice.
gone in one incident or whatever, God forbids. When you have 10, 12, my dad used to tell me, listen, asshole, I got 8 other children. I mean, if you
You're expendable. You're expendable.
if you go somewhere,
expendable.
I still have 8 more.
Is it true that Jiddu Bayak yani used to hit if you made a mistake?
They all got hit.
They all got hit. Is that true?
Yes. I said, why? Make sure that none of us do anything bad. Because if one of us do something bad, all the 8 get slapped. And your grandfather's picture, Hitler mustache.
Shout out Hitler. Not shout out Hitler.
Hitler
Cancel
was
that.
nothing compared to
Yeah.
my father. He has no time to sit you on the lap and educate you and talk to you. It was fear motivation.
Yeah.
Belt.
But he loved you.
Oh.
There was love.
No one, I would challenge anyone to love his dad like I love my dad. And every day I remember
The
him.
only one
And
was,
talk.
as you said, came close was my dad. That was it.
Yeah.
So we are.
Yes.
This will be released on or just shortly after Family Day. So obviously, family. I consider family 2 things. Obviously, blood, people that are related to you, blood wise, and then we've actually created a lot of friendships, both you guys and the boys, and a lot of guys that I consider family now. But they're
Yes.
not related to us, but they're friends that have become family.
Yes.
So I want to ask you both individually because you know our friend crew.
Crew?
You know our crew of friends.
Yes, we do. We
So
do.
I want you guys to rank your favorite 3
Oh
friends
my God. I can't.
that I want you to talk about. You can talk about Nick, Anthony, and Chris. We have the same friend crew. Give me. You got Mans, you got Adonis, you got Ramy, piece of shit. Shout out Ramy, piece of shit. All those guys. Put them in a blender. I want you to talk about our friend crew. Quickly, very briefly.
You know that
I love them all equally. I don't have any less or more. They're all the same.
They're all watching this, by the way.
That's fine. I love them all.
Nobody is above or below.
Well, I've always had a soft spot for Ado because he was the first one that I knew, and we've been in many difficult situations, and he has been in many difficult situations, not me, and he used to come to me all the time, and I have a special place in my heart for Ado.
Okay. Shout out Ado, love you.
Love you.
Sora is a sponsor, by the way. Thank you for the check.
And the rest came later, and the rest I loved as much as I love Ado.
Maj,
they're
Jamil,
all,
Mo,
oh, I love them all.
Adi, all those guys.
They're wonderful guys. You have a
Yeah.
great group of friends.
Doumit
We're
soft.
very, very lucky.
yesterday, Valentine. Happy Valentine.
Happy Valentine.
Tomorrow is my beautiful wife's birthday. So
Oh, we forgot about that.
Oh,
Happy
God,
birthday,
please.
Chef. We love
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Tonight, 12
Thank
o'clock,
you.
midnight. we'll
Wow,
celebrate.
midnight
Yeah.
tonight.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
It's
God,
been
it's
great.
getting worse than better.
And I guess Family Day coming soon.
As well,
Yes,
yes.
So there's been a lot of
Family
talk
Day,
about
so-
families. And to answer your question, son,
Yeah.
I'm not running away from it. in my language, in my life, show me who you hang around with, I will show you who you are. I've been very blessed with the friends that you guys hang around with. Can't count them all. There's quite a few of them. Show me who you hang around with, I will tell you who you are. So it's been great. She mentioned one or two. They're all beautiful. They're all
They
great.
are.
They're all
Each one
great
has their
bunch
own
of people, and they come from certainly great
personalities.
foundation, great parents. We're lucky, and you're lucky to have such a group of friends. It takes two. If you're not,
All those
that
people that were at
quality,
Adults
they will
are
not-
wonderful people.
they will not come
Shout out
to
the
your
Chiefs.
door.
Thank you for the Super Bowl win. You saved our financial situation.
Yes.
So
I do. I really do love. I love the family we have. I love the friends we have.
you guys, you can do a lot more together as a group.
And we're gonna. This is step one.
Whatever the thing that you are after as a team. Everybody have his own profession. Everybody have his own career, his own job, but also as a group together, with the bonding that you guys have together and the love and the education. None of you, you're all educated. You all know exactly what life is all about. But get together and form something great.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
For the future.
Beautiful group.
Yep. You guys said it best. You guys could be hosts on your own. You guys were beautiful today. This was
Thank
a
you for having
beautiful,
us.
beautiful premiere episode. Some laughs, some emotion. I know we could sit here and talk for 5 hours because we have
can.
those memories. But I know dinner's waiting upstairs. By the way, Chef, dinner tonight. Chef Ree, what's for dinner
I
tonight?
am called Chef Ree. I don't know why, but
get
I
a
just
dinner menu
became
tonight? Little dinner
Chef
menu?
Ree. My son hates my food tonight, but I don't give a shit.
Well, it's a
to be
soft
honest
for a
with you.
Wednesday post podcast.
It's not a soft.
You
It's
could-
a very, very.
What's on the menu? Tell the people what's on the fucking
Tabbouleh.
menu. Tabbouleh, okay. What else?
Patata و لحم بيض.
Muhammad Baid is breakfast. I want better than what is breakfast.
مع توماتو مع بندوره.
فاصوليا مع رز.
What you should have
فاصوليا
done
مع
is a
رز
nice
وسلطة.
لحمة, steak, بطاطا على الجنب, sour cream,
في
Caesar
شرموط.
salad.
في
Listen,
خلص.
listen.
Yes, في.
الأكل
Yes.
موجود.
ايه.
Chris,
You never have to
Tonight,
worry about food tonight,
I
buddy.
asked her out because it's her birthday.
Yeah, but
Let's
I
go
said,
out to a restaurant. You name the restaurant. I
Yeah.
mentioned Zorro's, Like a Steel, wherever you want to go, Rogue, whatever, anywhere. She refused to go to the restaurant. She wants to be home with the family, with you guys.
That's why we love you, Chef.
That's why
Tomorrow, though.
Chef Ree is special. Here's to Chef Ree.
Here's
Happy
to
birthday,
Chef Ree.
lady.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Thank
we love
you.
you.
Love you
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
having.
You guys.
Thank you.
Episode 1, it was great. Dad, I love you. Mom, I love you.
Love you too,
many,
buddy.
many more beautiful episodes to come. Happy birthday, Mom. Doumit, thank you for joining us. You're a busy
pleasure,
guy.
man.
We love you.
It's
Thank you
a
for
pleasure.
Doumit, by the way, helped me set this whole location up and organize everything. So I love you. He's a handyman now.
And happy family day.
And happy Family Day. We love you all. We're going to end in true Lebanese. We didn't get enough of the Lebanese. Maybe we got a little Lebanese, but we're going to end strong in true Lebanese fashion. We're going to put a good dabke song on. This is Anthony's favorite dabke song. Right here. And we love you guys. Cheers. Gaskun. For all our listeners around the world.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
WSM Best of the Best.